Hey guys, I'm multitasking out here today. Getting the supports in on the front there, just because we got all the support in on the back. So I'm trying to keep everything balanced a little bit. This is our wall we put in on our last stream. It held up pretty good. Did not crack as much as I thought it would. We do got some cracks in there to smooth out, but that was to be expected. So that's looking pretty good. We got our store stone over here to get started on this other side. We got our cob pits back there in the back ready to go, all mixed up. A little bit different mix this time. Getting the support beams in the front. And then here we got our basket that we haul all our clay up in. And we've already started processing up some wood back there. I'm just using the quarter round to kind of cover that up. Keep the water from getting to it, keep it dry. And then on over here, we got the old Huntsman chili pot going on. Looking good too, and I'm starving. So a little bit different feel to this episode, guys. It's not going to be so long today, but we're going to try to get some stuff done, try to have a good time and hang out for a little bit this evening. And this is going to be more focused on you guys than focused on the build, but we do have some work we got to get done. Happy to get those support beams in. My one support beam was actually a little short, and I had to remeasure and go make me another one. So before we get started eating, we're gonna go back here and play in the mud pit a little bit before these dry out. Not anticipating getting this whole side done today. We'll get done whatever we can. And the reason for that is I've been out since early this morning. I started my day off with a fishing trip. Went down to my little fishing hole along the river. Caught 4 cats and a huge soft-shell hog-nosed turtle, which I was aiming for. I was aiming for that turtle. I was down there night fishing the other night, and I got down to my last bit of bait, put my last bit of bait on, last cast for the night, get this huge tug on the line, and I start reeling, and it's not fighting like a catfish. And I didn't think, I was so damn tired at the time, I didn't think to grab the net. I had the net with me, but I didn't grab it. And I bring up this soft-shelled turtle. Damn thing bit through my hook, like bit the hook in half, and got away right as I got it up to the bank. So I had it in me that I wanted to get revenge on this soft-shelled turtle, so I went down there this morning, same spot, using the same bait, my same rig, everything. And I knew the odds of getting that turtle a second time was pretty slim, but I actually got it on film. It'll be in next Friday's episode of Huntsman. So today I was doing a hat trick. I wanted to do, the hat trick is 3 different outdoors tasks or adventures, or whatever you want to call it, all in a single day. So I started off with the fishing trip, got my revenge on the turtle. Then I went up to HB's woods, and I was going to try to spot him. I wanted to see the felt on his rack, see how his rack was developing. Get up in there, could not find HB, but I did get some whitetail on film while I was up there looking around. Now I got a mission to go find HB and get a look at his rack. Good time hanging out up there with the deer today, and it was a nice little walk after the fishing trip. Third part of the hat trick, coming down here to the camp, getting some bushcrafting chores done, processing up some wood, and trying to get some of this wall built. But like I said, a lot shorter stream tonight. So what I'm going to do is whatever this cob I got mixed up gets us done, that's what we're going to do this evening, and we'll let that set, and we'll come back and finish the wall up a little bit later. I do have some water up here, and I do have some residue in the pits left to smooth out the cracks that we have on this first wall. So that's what we're going to be doing this evening. Just going to get a little muddy here, try to get some of this wall up, some of it up. I don't know if we'll get all the way to the top, but it's been a long day, and got some other things going on this evening. So yeah, this is going to be a lot shorter stream than the past 3-4 hour streams that we've been doing. We're just hanging out, kind of winding down from the day. So I'll set you guys on up over here a little bit if I can. Kind of get you adjusted here. If you could, please share this on Twitter, Facebook, whatever your social media pages is. Let everybody know that we're streaming live right now. We do not do anything to this bushcraft build unless we are streaming live. I come up here and I do the prep work, and then you guys are with me the rest of the way. So we're going to get a little muddy here, try to get some of this stonework done, get this wall up to this beam. That's the goal, the end goal anyway. And then we'll have our cut out for our fireplace right in the middle. So we're going to see, this cob's not going to get us very high up tonight, guys. We're only going to go maybe 2 or 3 layers. If that, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Not real pressed on this side of the wall right now. What I need to do is come out here and do a whole day thing, you know. I didn't do that today because of the hat trick. We wanted to get the hat trick done. So, all right, let's get busy on this, and yeah, we'll see if we can get a few more people in here. What is it, Rich? Waiting for Rich to ask his question there. I weigh about 140 on a good day. After the day that I've had today, maybe 135. Yeah, we have been busy today. We went fishing, then we went hiking, tracked down us some deer, got that out of the way, got that on film after we got the deer on film. Came down here, started doing some of the work at camp, get ready for the live stream. That will not be on next week's episode of Huntsman. We're not filming the end of the episode of Huntsman until after I get done with the stream here today. So I'm trying to reverse that a little bit. Those of you who come to the live stream, you get to see all this shit done, and then we talk about it on the Friday night episode of Huntsman. The next week is kind of getting, well, I already seen the live stream, I don't need to watch the episode. So I wanted to switch that up a little bit. So we did the hat trick today. We went out and did a few other things. Do I see it? Let me see if I can back this up here a little bit. What am I seeing? Or not seeing? Stone I got here is really unlevel. I'm not happy with it. It's going to be too much of a tilt. So I got to bring that up a little bit underneath. Like that. Oh yeah, that's better. Yeah, the fishing video, that was a good time. That was just one of those unplanned things. Like, I was just sitting around the house, I didn't have shit to do, so I just went down and went fishing. Good time. Was getting some nice channel cat out of that fishing episode. I had fun doing it, as I can say that. I like catfishing just because it's more relaxing than, you know, going out for trout or something like that where you do a lot of cast and reel shit. Catfishing is a whole different experience. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, catfishing is a whole different experience than going out doing a lot of cast and reel shit. You get out there catfishing, a lot of times you just cast out and you're just sort of sitting there. It takes a little bit more patience to catfish than it does anything else. My stonework, my base stonework over on this side is a hell of a lot more uneven than it was on the other side. So on this layer here, I got to try to level things out a little bit. That way we can go up straight. Shouldn't be too much hard work, but a little bit more than I anticipated as far as trying to keep it balanced. I am good with this cob mixture. Now these blocks here, I already put the fibers in them. I got some dried fibers over there bundled up against the tree, so it's already got the fibers. It's sand, rock, and clay mix. Hopefully the fibers, I got the extra fibers in there now that they're dried out, they'll keep it from cracking a little bit better than that other side. But so far so good. Easy on the bricks. Nice easy access for that. Just smear it on there and add a little water. Smear it out if we have to. Yeah, these have been sitting up for a while. I went and did maybe an hour's worth of chores after I got these made up. I'm gonna have to add a little more water to them. Already got that ready to go. Smooth it out. I don't want it too thick. Just enough to hold it all together. I really didn't want this this here live stream to be a repeat of the last one too, where you're just watching me do the stonework. Even though the stonework does take a lot of time, and we got that rule that we don't want to do it unless we're streaming. So we're gonna break it up a little bit. We'll do a little stonework and then we'll just hang out and kind of chill tonight. I get to do some more Q&A with you guys. Got some bigger projects for the channel coming up. Here recently I had to delete a lot of my videos in order to get in compliance with the new YouTube guidelines. So with that deletion, I lost a lot of my views and a lot of the activity that was happening on the channel. Now, the content that was in those videos was not copyrighted or anything like that, but it was third-party sources. So I had to get in touch with all of my third-party sources, and we came up with a plan where we could get all that back up in spite of YouTube's new policies, and I could get my views back and get the activity on the channel back where it's supposed to be. The only thing is I got to sit down and do all the editing and that. So those videos, some of my main views, they'll be coming back up on the channel, and we're just rebranding it a little bit and doing it a little bit different, just so we can make YouTube happy and keep our shit rolling. That's looking pretty good. Man, I just don't like how unstable this one stone is. I have to see if I can settle it up a little bit. I'll be interested to see what the health on my iPhone, the health report on my iPhone says by the time I get home tonight, because it tracks all my miles and everything and my elevation. See how many stories I've climbed and all that shit. When I get home tonight, I'll bet you I had a hell of an adventure today. I'm gonna be feeling it tomorrow too, you can bet. But that's okay. It was a good day, damn good day. I had a lot of fun out there today. Ugh. Yeah, that settled it up a little bit. Now I gotta bridge this. We're just gonna take a good pack of clay. And yeah, we're getting there, guys, we're getting there. This mix here got a little bit more organic material in it than my other blocks. None too happy with it, but I'm gonna put it on the bottom. The weight should help it out. It's just not adhering as good as the heavier clay stuff. It's more mud than clay. I don't like that, but we're going to see how it acts. With it being on these flat stones on the bottom, the weight of everything ought to settle up a little bit. Keep everything nice and neat. Yeah, we can use that, but I need a bridge. Yeah, the puzzle. There we go. This was experimental when I first started it. When I came up here tonight, I was pretty sure that the other side had a good probability of falling down, but she is tight, like rock solid. So happy with the mix, just got to keep it going. Keep going up and up and up. And we have had rain come in. Of course, this stuff's water soluble, so it is susceptible to the weather. We had rain come in. I thought that might affect it a little bit. Didn't really do much of anything. Of course, it was already saturated. The rain came in right after. If anything, it just smoothed it out a little bit more. We can fill that gap there in later. Cracks. There. Excess squeezing out already. Ain't gonna go too much higher on this, guys. We'll be moving on to something else, like getting us a snack in. Man, I don't like that. Too much organic material in there. It's just it's not putty. It kind of just slides off of itself. That's why I say you can't use regular dirt to do this. You gotta use sand and clay, and then you put that those plant fibers in there to kind of give it some tensile strength, keep it from cracking so much. This here's got a lot of organic material in it, so I have to add water to it just to smear it out. Otherwise it's gonna beat up on me and we ain't gonna get nowhere. This wall ain't gonna be nowhere near as sturdy as that other unless I can get this mixing up right. I add enough water to it, it does putty up some. Just not as much as I wish it was. Don't have that kind of glue sticky feel, you know what I mean? So what I'm gonna do, just because I'm not happy with this one, it's just not sticking to the stone. I'll get that on there, and then I'll grab a heavier clay. This right here is kind of the color and consistency that I want. And even whenever I lay these blocks on the ground, I still get all of that fucking organic material on there. That organic material is what makes it break down and not hold. This stuff here is like glue though. It's good. This is what we want. So we're just gonna mix some more clay in with this as we're smoothing it out. Try to stick it up a little bit more than it is. That's better. All right, let's see if we can level this out a little bit before we go too much higher. Like that. another bridge. That's fairly straight. And then we need a little bit more over here. Yeah, that should work. All right. Too rocky. Too many small pieces. Definitely gonna have to let her settle up. Make sure that we got plenty of clay up in there to make it steady. A lot of bridging going on this side. Might actually have to rethink it just a little bit, but yeah. For right now, it'll do. We'll go ahead and finish this stretch here off and then go get cleaned up. I'll let this set up. I'm gonna have to dig up some more clay, real heavy, thick clay, and fill in all this and level it all out. And I really don't have time to do that tonight, or the patience for that matter, to be honest. This is just tedious work. Packing down better though. That one. So I bring all these stones up from the creek, and then it's just a puzzle piece putting it all together, trying to make it as sturdy as we can until she can settle up, and trying to keep everything fairly level. That's looking pretty good. So it looks like we got about halfway up the wall this evening, guys. By the time I get all this excess scraped off, this squishing out of here, and level it out, should be pretty good. And then we can finish off the next time we come out. I still got to wash down the other side, and we'll take a look at that real quick here in a second. At least this gives us a foundation, and then the next time I'm out, I'll be just down here at camp. I won't be going and fishing and tracking down whitetail before I get here, so it'll go a little bit faster, and we'll have a full stream the next time. It won't be so short like this one's going to be. All right, let's take a look at this other side right quick. And we got a little bit of patchwork to do over here. Now this has set up through a rainstorm and all that, and she came out pretty good. I mean, she dried up just about the way that we could expect her to. I got a little residue in my pits here, and all I'm gonna do is take the residue down here in my pit. I'll show you guys right there. I'm gonna take some of that and smear it in these cracks. And then the next time I come out, I'll do it again and again until the cracks stop appearing. So I want this kind of stuff here, real thin, almost like a real thick paint is all you got to do. And we're just going to smooth this over a little bit and fill in some of these cracks, especially around the beam. Basically, you just keep your hand wet keep some mud on you and smear it on. That's it. You just need a real light layer, and then the next time you come out, you put on another layer and another layer. Eventually it'll stop cracking on you enough to get you through a season, and then, you know, this is something that you just have to maintain. So every once in a while, you know, especially after a rain, use the rain to your advantage, use the weather to your advantage. If this stuff is wet, it is water soluble even after it sets up like this. After a rain, just get out there and tend to your wall while it's still wet. Smooth it all out and fill in your cracks. Basically using the wall to repair the wall. We take on the heavier ones here. We can add a little water just to the wall itself. Wash it down and smooth it out. This stuff kind of shrinks up whenever you get all that water out of there. That's why you get your cracking and things like that, especially if it dries really fast. So if you put this stuff on and then you have a really hot day and that hot day just sucks the life right out of it, you gotta come back and repair all that. Easy maintenance, so easy maintenance, especially if you don't mind mud pies. That's looking pretty good on this side. Still got the other side to take a look at. Heavier crack up in there. Did pull away from the beam up here a little bit too. I gotta get some more up in there. Fill that gap there in. Yeah, just like that. I'll get out here and do some serious work to camp later on this week. For our next live stream, everything will be all primed and ready to go. And this here is just kind of a superficial shit. It's really not construction work, it's just maintaining. Don't want the damn thing falling apart before we can get our polish on there, and that's just what we're doing now, just polishing it up a little bit. Alright, that's going to have to do for now. Let's get on up here and do something else. Take a look at this right quick. Got a partial wall up on this side. Now that needs a lot of work. That's a lot of filling to do, which means I got to dig up more clay out of the bank and haul it on up here. And, you know, get my fill stones, put smaller stones in there and then pack it with clay. But, you know, progress, baby steps, especially after the day I've had. I'll go down here to the creek and get washed up and turn you guys around so you can see that. That's the front yard. Live stream looking a little bit different this time. Did some tweaking. There's our emerald pool. Look at that beautiful green. All cleared out now, all the sediments out of it. I love that pool. Cleaned up a little bit there. Oh guys, I'm tired. So I mentioned these earlier. Here's my dried weeds that I dried out the last time. I can just pull all that off of there and use the fibers in there to reinforce my cob. That's all ready to go. We got our front supports in, knocked them in right there at the beginning of the stream, and that's sort of marking out how our cottage face is going to be. Now these triangles here, you see those triangles? From here on back, that's considered storage area. So we got storage area on both sides, down low, and that'll be, you know, just chucked up against the wall. Whether it's firewood like I got on this side, or supplies or whatever on this side. I might even put a bed on this side, I don't know yet. But right now, those triangles are considered the cubby hole storage. And then you sort of see the house shape there. That's going to be how our front is. I do have a cross beam that I want to put up there, but the cross beam that I want to put up there, I want it crooked wood. I don't want it straight. So I want kind of a crooked log up there at the top. It's really not going to be nothing but false front anyway. So the overall vision of this, whenever I get it done, is it's going to look like a storybook cottage. So it's going to have that house shape. That'll be the woodwork. And then on up to that triangle right there, that's going to be earth. So we're bringing the forest floor up to that point, and then you'll have the house front looking like a storybook cottage, and then we'll bring earth up on this side, and that'll be plant life growing on there on those bottom parts, and then we'll have the false grass roof. It'll all be wood and cob, but we're going to put grasses on the top so it looks like there's a grass roof on this storybook cottage. And of course, you know, going on the inside, you have the glow-in-the-dark floor and the fireplace and the back stone wall, all that. I think it's going to come out really good. But you know, as far as progress now goes, you can kind of see the vision of it. This is the skeleton of a storybook cottage, kind of shit you'd see in a fairy tale. You know what I mean? That's the inspiration behind this design. Anyway, so that's what we're going with. And now we're going to sit down here and have us some lunch at the makeshift kitchen. And all I did with this here was see my little alcohol gel can, and then just made an oven out of it to protect it from the draft. And this is my outdoor kitchen. Now what I want to do in this same spot is I want to build a miniature cob oven. So I'll get a little bit bigger stone, and then it'll look like an igloo. Basically, that's what they look like. They look like igloos, but they're made out of cob and sand. Got a sand liner on the inside of it. So you got this little igloo sitting there, nice heavy stone resting up against the tree so it doesn't damage the tree any, and then sitting on a flat stone. And it'll just look like an igloo sitting there, and then we'll build a little roof over top of it to protect it from the rain and shit like that, because you don't want to invest your time and energy into making an outdoors oven, a clay oven, and then just have the rain destroy it on you. So that's the idea for that spot. Storybook cottage, guys. What do you guys think? I'm gonna sit down here and test out this chili right quick. I do apologize for eating in front of everybody. It does seem to be an outdoors thing. You see guys going outdoors and eating over a campfire or something like that. I use these here, especially when I'm working, because you don't have to maintain them. I don't have to keep feeding the damn thing. I just throw it underneath my pot and I can work while it's heating up my chili or my soup or whatever the hell, you know. So the gel cans do come in handy. Easy cleanup, don't have to worry about starting a forest fire or anything like that. Oh, she's warm as hell. I had this thing boiling earlier. I left it on a little too long. Probably gonna have a hell of a time cleaning my pot out when I get home. So, one more time, that huntsman hat trick. You gotta go out and do 3 different outdoorsy type things in one day. So I did fishing, tracking deer, bushcrafting, along with fixing my lunch. Kind of a late lunch. I was actually going to fix this up and eat it earlier, but I didn't get around to it. I was too busy messing with the fucking deer. Once I got spotted one, I was just obsessed with trying to get HB on film. That didn't happen. Antisocial bastard. But I did get that soft-shelled turtle on, and those are rare. You can't keep them or anything like that. You got to get them back in the water as soon as you can, because I don't know if they're on the endangered species list or not, but I know that you can't keep them around here. If you catch them, you got to release them. But it was fun catching a soft-shelled turtle. You don't see that too much either. I was watching a couple of young kids earlier today. They were catching alligator gars. Monster alligator gars, and those things are They're pretty much a remnant of a dinosaur. They're ancient. And they were pulling out alligator gars that were like 60 inches. Massive. They look like fucking boats. I'm gonna have to go back and look because I don't know where they were fishing at, but they were monster alligator gars. We have gars in my area, but they don't, I've never seen one get that big. A little bit of a hangout here, guys. If you guys got any questions, now would be the time to shoot them across that screen. If you missed the live chat and you saw this later and you have any questions, just leave it down in the comment section and I'll answer you down there. I do go back and watch these after I get home, so I'll see what I missed in the live chats. I ain't doing too much out here right now except eating chili. I should have brought a bagel with me. Getting that hiked up there in the back. Chili. Campfire chili. It's a little smoky, and really spicy. This is a bold chili, Campbell's bold chili. Chili's always good to eat in the woods. It always tastes better whenever you're out here. And it doesn't matter how hot the day is, especially in the evening like this, after the day that I've had where I'm out, you know, doing all this different kind of shit and burning up all this calories. Chili will put it right back into you. It's got everything you need. It's kind of like pizza. Got meat, different kinds of protein, got carbs in there. So you got the tomato paste in there that gives you the vitamin C. Yeah, it's all around goodness. Oh, what I was saying there, putting the stones in the back, putting the stone walls up, I got that height in the back and all that support in the back, so I wanted to make sure I got these in. Chili Mac, yeah, this is a pretty good MRE. They didn't play around. They really didn't play around when they're trying to do that. You always keep those in your truck? MREs are good to carry around anywhere because it doesn't matter, you know, if your day just gets fucked up, you can always grab them and you got something to eat no matter what. I keep talking about these front support beams and then I don't finish my thought. The stone wall gave it height in the back and it was starting to lean forward a little bit, so I wanted to make sure I got these beams in today. Kind of angled the both sides, kind of wet, you know, kind of give it a U shape so it kind of hugs it. Yeah. We'll tighten those down a little bit more, tap them back in, make sure they're level. But nothing in this build is like measured perfectly. Everything is off balance. Everything's like this is a different size than that side over there, and this is a different diameter, and this is a mismatched motherfucker. Yeah, MREs are a good all-around habit to get into. Whether you keep them in your truck just for all-weather situations or, you know, get the fuck out of Dodge situation or anything like that, or you have them around your house. I mean, they keep forever, about as long as anything, and you can't go wrong with that investment. They're not going to let you down. Ugh. The last time I was out here, I was using this machete to cut down the weeds that I needed for to get the fibers in my cob, and I left it out here, and I didn't feel really bad about it because I'm really not a fan of this thing. But it went through a couple of rainstorms and all the weather out here since, like, it's been out here for a week, and she's still pretty. So at least it can handle some weather. I don't even know if I'm going to be carrying it back today. Now that I know that it's all right out here, I might just put it up there with my firewood underneath that half round. It'll stay dry. Anything that I can store out here, and I know it's safe. I mean, this is, you know, private land, so I don't have to worry about that kind of shit. Anything that I can store out here is just lists I have to pack in and pack out. So little tools like this, if I got them just laying around, it's no big deal. Yeah. Yep. Like I said, you really can't go wrong with MREs. Really can't go wrong with camp chili. Oh, I gotta start packing this up. Now, whenever I am out and I'm, working and shit like that, if I bring canned food with me, of course I'm never leaving trash out in the woods. But I have used the lid, the pull-off lid. I just fold that over and use it as a cutting edge for like summer sausage or something like that. So I'm not cutting with my knife, because I do all kinds of crazy shit with my knife. So these are pretty well sanitized, so if you don't lay them on the ground and then try to use them, you can use that as a cutting edge to cut up meat or something like that, and it's a little bit more sanitary than your knife if you use your knife like I do. Yep, burp. I'll tell you what, man, I got out here. Damn, I don't even know what time it was that I started fishing. I think I fished for about 3 hours. I got out there around 8 o'clock, 8 or 9 o'clock. Got the cats like I always do, always catching cats in that spot. And then I caught that turtle. I wrapped fishing up at noon, and I went hiking after that. So from noon until about 3 o'clock, I was tracking deer. And then I headed down here, and then from about 3:30 till 5, I did chores, processing wood, hauling stone up here, recutting that support beam over there, digging a second clay pit, and making those cob blocks up. Got all that done. Looked at the clock, and I had like 10 minutes before the live stream was scheduled to start. All set up and ready to go, right? Got my extra battery pack here. Didn't bring the cables with me. They're in the truck. So I figured I could stream until the battery about went dead. They kind of changed the plans a little bit, but I needed to make this a little bit shorter stream anyway, so I guess accidentally forgetting to leave the truck, or forgetting the cables in the truck was a sign that I'm not supposed to be out here for 5 or 6 hours and not streaming. Got this side of that, you see how that's kind of leveled out, that little bit of wall that we did. I'm a lot happier with that than the unlevel stones that I had there at the beginning. Once that sets up, it shouldn't be no trouble at all. Just packing clay and stacking the stones up to the beam. Once we get this side up, we build our fireplace in there. I'm not going to worry about the chimney right now. I just need the fireplace in there. Thank you, C. But I get the fireplace in there. I'm not going to worry about the chimney right away because I need to get it all closed in. I need to get it all closed in before I run the chimney up the back wall, so I have something to connect the fucking chimney to. So once we get the stonework done back there, and get this side done and the fireplace in, then it's all woodwork from there on out. And then when we get to the chimney, that's a whole different project. Couple more bites of chili and that's done. Feeling a little bit better about life now that I got food in me after the day I've had. I probably have a chance of surviving now. At least for a while. Alright. All the shit is packed. So I got a mega episode of Huntsman coming out this next Friday. We got fishing, we got turtles, we got white-tailed deer, we got bushcrafting, all in one single 1 hour episode. I'm gonna have fun editing that up. There's a lot of good memories that I made in there today. The stove I'm gonna make an outdoor stove, like an oven, kind of like an 1800s type oven, clay oven. Looks like an igloo, right? You got your big dome in the back, and then you got that little tube coming out the front. Kind of like you see wood fire pizza or something like that cooked in. I'm gonna put one of those out here. Now, as by way of the fireplace design, I would really like to have like a griddle top on the fireplace, but I'm not sure. The reason I'm not sure is because of that wood beam going across there. I could have a griddle insert, you know, like a piece of sheet metal, sterilized sheet metal that just inserts into the stone, and I have that gap in the stones where it just slides right in there, and I can use that as a stovetop type deal. Or I could just have a grill set up in there where you just put a grill in there, cook on that. Could put a spit in it. Could do it all around where the sides of whenever we build the fireplace, the sides of the fireplace, there's a slot in there where you can put a spit, you know, and you just turn the spit. There's slots in there where you could put a griddle, like a piece of sheet metal if you wanted to use a griddle. There's slots in there down below that if you wanted to use it like a barbecue grill type deal. So it's unlimited by way of design. It's just whatever imagination comes up with. Now, primarily, of course, the fireplace inside is for heat in the wintertime. So, you know, there's that. It's not primary cooking spot. Could even put a tripod inside there, like make a tripod to put inside the fireplace to hang, you know, the pot on or something like that. Could have a swinging arm that swings in and out. So we could have like an arm going up the side of the fireplace, you know, and then your pot just swings in over top of the fire, and then whenever, you know, it's done, you can swing it out, and you don't have to reach in or above the fire to get your pot. Could do that. Could do all of the above. You know, we'll think about that when we get to the actual fireplace, which is what? Not the next episode, but the episode after that. Because the next episode, we're going to be finishing the wall off, obviously. And we'll polish the walls up, and then we'll hang out for a little bit. And then I got to haul all of the right kind of stone up. I can't just grab whatever stone is down in the creek. It's got to be sandstone, pretty much, to build the fireplace out of. I want sandstone because I know it's not going to blow up on me if it gets hot. So, yeah, right type of stone to build a fireplace is going to take a little bit more thinking. Ugh. She is looking good, though. She is looking good. Forest around here is looking pretty, too. You guys want to take a little walk? There's our fork in the creek. I got a little bit of the tripod right here. That's annoying. Meadow's looking good. We'll go down here. I did get a buck on the trail cam. Finally got a buck down here. Still has the felt on his rack, and his rack is funny looking. He's a young buck. He's only like a 4-pointer, and the felt is covering up all of his points. But it looks like he might have been the 2-pointer from last year, and they're just now starting to break. Like, his tines are just starting to break apart, but I don't know. He's going to have a funny looking rack. Either he's a 4-pointer or his the two top tines on his rack are fused together, and he's just going to have this really ridiculous looking rack. Here's a deer trail that comes right down the creek. We got this creek coming down that flows on down there to the back side of the camp. We got this new deer trail where they've been walking and coming up through there, and my trail cam is right over here. Bushcraft builds right there, and they've been wandering around where we pulled all that stone out of the ground. Is where they've been hanging out at. Come back this way. We usually follow this deer trail up this way. Around that little bend in the creek right there, I got a waterfall. It's a pretty nice little waterfall. Oh, looky here. Caught it right here on the live stream. It's a rib bone. I've been finding a lot of bones in this area, guys. A lot of fucking bones. Found them on the other side of the creek. Now, I did find a doe in the wintertime. She didn't make it through the winter. And I tried to bury her over there, and something went and dug her up. Now, yeah, here's a kill site. We got bone all over here. There's a heavy bone. Yeah, this is one of them was killed here because we got broken bone here, and these are bone fragments. And where did I spot that other one? Here we go. Another bone there. So at some point, there's a body laying here, and then all the critters just started ripping it to shreds. This is new. I didn't run across this earlier, but I haven't been really back here on this ridge. But we got bones laying all over the place. And this seems to be an epic damn year for the fucking spiders. I've been running into spider webs all day long. We'll get up here on the far side of the meadow and take a look and see how our blackberry bushes are doing over here. Here's our stone column, our mysterious stone column that we found here in the middle of the woods. That's why we put this camp here. That's probably a old hand pump well from the 1800s. Imagine there was a homestead here. Check out our ivy that I transplanted down here. Now I'm trying to train that ivy to grow up around the column. And then I got plans for the top of that column and all these trees around here. We're actually going to have a trail cam focused right here on this column. And like I said, we got plans. That's coming up. But the ivy did take. She's doing pretty good down there. Nice bright green leaves. Now, last time I came over here checking my blackberries that I put in, the damn deer have been coming up eating the top leaves off of them. Which I don't mind because it is a food supplement for them. The herd down here looked like shit whenever I first found them. But yeah, the blackberry bushes are doing pretty good. There they are. We transplanted these in here. They were only a couple inches tall. And look at that. Taller than I am, if I was to stretch that out. So every time this thing touches the ground, it's going to start to root again. And then whenever you plant, like right here's another one. Like he was only a couple inches when we put him in there. So he did take, and he'll be spreading out. Whenever you're planting blackberries, their root system either goes one direction or the other, or they go out. So whenever you're planting them, you want the roots facing like this way or that way, or whichever direction you want them to grow, because the roots will only grow out in one direction. So it'll grow, the root will grow over here, and then you'll get another sprout, and then it'll keep going in that same direction and you'll get another sprout. So whenever you're planting blackberries, they only grow in walls. They don't just spread out wherever they want, really. They'll grow in a straight line. All you have to do is direct their root system. So I put these in here. I put that one over there. It'll eventually meet up with this one here, which will eventually meet up with a third one we got right over there. And if we keep on traversing down to the creek, this whole area, like right in front of this log, is just going to be a wall of thorns. That's our southern border to the camp. Once you cross this log, you're technically inside camp. We boosted this meadow up. The reason it's so high right now is because we seeded all of this. It was just floodplain before. And all of these weeds is what we use to get fibers out of to make cob, our grass roof, all that other shit. Come up in here, cut them down as we need them. Yeah, I tell you what, I did have a habit there for a minute of losing cell phones out in the woods. I lost 2 iPhones filming the Huntsman series. Not exactly easy to replace, but wasn't really heartbroken over it either. It's not something that irritated me or anything like that. Just go out and pick up a new iPhone, plug it into my computer, and everything that I had on the previous iPhone is automatically uploaded to the new one, so I didn't lose anything really. But yeah, it's a bit of an irritation. Here's the fucking rest of that stone that we blew up the last time with the axe, and I got that slab there, and there's another one right beside it that I need to get pried up out of the ground and try to find a use for. Trail cam's still down there on that low spot right there on that tree there. It seems to be filming pretty good right there, so I'm gonna leave it alone. Got to turn it back on before I leave today. And we back up to the build. I do love this spot. Still got plenty of stone down here at the mouth of this little tributary to be hauling up here. That whole fucking island right there is where I've been hauling all the stone up for the walls, but wall's pretty much done. And judging from, because we only got what, maybe 2.5 feet to finish this wall off. That stone right there is pretty much gonna fucking do it. That's pretty much gonna fill it. I mean, I might have to bring up a few pieces, but if I was to stack that up level, yeah, it would probably get us up to the beam. So not a lot of work to do on that wall. And on this wall, obviously I gotta come in and smooth out the cracks, but I'll do that whenever I make up some healthier cob. Get those cracks smoothed in, and she'll be good to go. The inside obviously not getting cleaned off as well as that outer face, so once I get all the cracks taken care of and it's all smoothed out and everything and it's kind of holding up, then I'll just go through and I'll brush this dry stuff off. Use a wire brush or something like that, clean those stones off so they kind of look a little bit nicer, but that's just interior decorating shit. It really ain't got nothing to do with anything. You can kind of see the size of our fireplace right now. So we'll go from that block of stone over to this point, and that'll be the fireplace. The fireplace is going to come about halfway up, and then, you know, we got to have rock up here to protect the roof and that beam, because on this here is all wood and cob. So stone halfway up, wood the rest of the way. And then after I get this all cleaned off, we're going to pry this rock here up, and could be our hidden compartment underneath the floor. I already chipped out the little handhold here, so I can just take this and pry it up, and then we got a nice little hidden compartment underneath that stone for storage. And then, like I said earlier in the stream, we already start processing wood and shit like that. Just keep it covered up with bark until we get the roof on, and she's all done. Support beams are in, and yeah, kind of a summary of everything that we've been doing here so far. It's looking good though. It's not your typical bushcraft shelter, is it? You don't see bushcraft shelters made out of stone too much, but that's what we're doing because we wanted to be a little bit different than everybody else, and I don't like processing a shit ton of wood. I'd rather haul up a ton of stone and do something like that, and that's going to hold up a hell of a lot longer than just a wood structure with a dirt floor, you know what I mean? Going to be a little bit more comfortable in the wintertime too, because that stone floor is going to soak up a lot of the heat from the fireplace and reflect it. You don't have to worry about that cold hard ground type shit. It's already reflecting light after dark, so yeah, it's all good. It's all good. I like it. I keep stepping back, and I'm going to do this on my regular camera too. I keep stepping back so I can kind of get this visual of how I'm going to take this A-frame structure and turn it into more of a house, where I do have these storage spaces, these earthen spaces down here, these 2 triangles filled in with earth and stone, but this is all wood, you know, with a front door and maybe even a little window there to let in the morning light. This is a east facing house, so I might put a window in the door. I don't know. Hey, welcome everybody who just came in. We're just taking a last look around here, really. Got half of our next wall up. Got the stone we need. I need to haul more clay up from the bank to finish the wall off. A lot more clay. My 2 pits back here, I don't want to get them too much deeper because I got to fill them in. I can't just have pits laying, you know, back there behind the shelter. I got to fill those in with topsoil. So I'll probably fill them up mostly with rock and then, you know, pack soil on top of it, where I don't have these divots back there are going to hold water. But can't dig those too much deeper. I got to be bringing clay in from the bank, and then I use those as mixing bowls, mix my cob up in there to build the walls with. Started the second one just because that first one started getting a little too deep. Well, yeah. Work in progress. Work in progress. I'm happy. I'm happy with everything I did today. The fishing trip this morning, catching the turtle, that was something. You can actually, anybody in here that follows me on Instagram, you can check out my Instagram. There's a video up on the stories, Instagram stories, that show you the damn. After the turtle, the whitetail, we tracked down some white-tailed deer, got them on film, came up here, hang out with you guys for a little bit this evening, and just kind of relax from the day that I've had. I bet you I slept like a baby that night. I'm gonna go ahead and pack the machete up in here. I don't need to take it back with me. I just leave that machete there underneath that. Leave the machete underneath that half round. It stays dry. It's pretty weather resistant, so I don't have to haul it out and back every time I come out here. It's just ready to go. I am gonna have to get, I think 5 or 6 more bundles of weeds cut down next trip, and I can bundle them up anywhere. And basically what I'm doing with the weeds is I cut them down just like corn stalks, bundling them up and propping them up against a tree to let them dry out so I can use the fibers out of them, whether I'm making cordage or my cob or any of that other shit. It's just all around good use. I could even take the dried leaves that are on them and crumble them up and use them for fucking tinder if I had to go that route. But yeah, I'm gonna need a shit ton more of those before the season starts changing. So I want to get them while they're good and green now, get them up on these hot summer days so they dry out really well, and then I have all of that material ready to go in the fall to put the grass roof on, or whenever, you know, you get to the roof part. They're all just here and ready to go. I just put them up there. So yeah, I'm making use of that metal. Hey Tom, I appreciate you coming along. We're gonna be wrapping this up soon though, guys. I'm running out of Gatorade and I'm running out of time here tonight. We'll end up probably taking one more lap around. I'll show everybody who just came in the build so far, and it might be a little repetitive for those who have been here for a minute, but that's okay. Y'all understand, right? We do have our little cooking area set up out here now, set up outside of the shelter, so I don't have to worry about setting up a cooking area. I just, you know, use that stone over there and heat up whatever, coffee, soup, or like tonight I was eating chili. You gotta have lunch whenever you're out here doing something like this. You gotta keep your calories up, especially protein. Protein is essential whenever you're doing stuff like this, because this is just like a workout, especially hauling all of that stone. You're burning up all your calories, but you're also using up a lot of protein because you're ripping your muscle tissue, you know, with the heavy lifting part and all of the physical activity. Your body needs to get protein back into its system so you keep your muscles from breaking down while you're doing it. So yeah, you gotta eat while you're doing this. Even if it's hot as hell and you don't feel like eating, you gotta eat. And you gotta stay hydrated, which is why I started bringing Gatorade with me, just because it's been so fucking hot out here. I don't want to pass out. Making good progress though, it's just going a little bit slower. Next time, I don't know if I'll be live streaming next Sunday. I don't know if I'm set to live stream next Sunday or not. But I have a lot more cob made up. We'll finish the wall and start thinking about our fireplace and how to design it. Yep, or Bigfoot will molest you. So we'll finish the wall off next on the next live stream once I get more cob made up. We got the wall leveled out and got about, well, yeah, probably a quarter or a third of the way done this evening. Got our support beams tapped in, wood processing done. Going to be bringing in a little bit more blue shale for the floor to get those cracks really glowing in the dark. I've just been kind of waiting for the creek to produce a real bright colored blue shale, because I really want those to glow in the dark. And they'll do that if I have that powder blue shale in there and I put the LED on my hook up top. It'll be beautiful. So yeah, next time I come out, I have to put in a full day's worth of work. I won't be going out fishing first, and I won't be chasing deer second, and then coming and doing the work. I'll just be out here working. We'll have a lot more cob made up, a lot more materials ready to go as far as the building part of this project goes, and have our hands on the structure a little bit more than we did tonight. I think we only worked on it for what, maybe a half hour, 45 minutes for the whole stream, which is okay sometimes, because you know, just watching a guy build something like this, it gets kind of boring. He's not really talking to you. Tonight is just a little bit more relaxed than what we've been doing. Anyway, guys, I'm going to be wrapping this up. We'll take one more walk around for anybody that's new or anybody that's just catching the last part of this stream. This is our progress so far. We dug up all that stone out of the forest floor with our bare hands, and then put in the powder blue shale there to reflect light in the evening. The stone floor was probably the highlight of the show for the longest time. The A-frame was actually nothing. Yeah, the floor looks really good. It's leveled out nice and neat. We just need to bring it up a little bit more, maybe a quarter inch more on that blue shale, just so you have a nice flat surface all the way across. And yeah, a little bit different mix of colors in there, but I want the blue shale as primary just because it reflects light so well. So we come on in to the shelter. We left this right here for our hanging hook. This is where our light goes. We're going to build us a Bushcraft chandelier to put up on there. And then this was our first stone wall that we built. We took a look at it earlier. She set up real nice over the past week. She is solid as shit now. She ain't going nowhere. And we got a third of the way on the other wall. Got our half round here cut out that we've been using to bring up material, but also keep our firewood and everything covered up and protected from the winds and the rains and all that other shit. Come back here to the back of the shelter, and this is our work area, primary work area. We're gonna mix up I mix up all of the cob in this pit right here. I just throw clay. I just throw clay and water in there. Put my plant fibers in there, mix up the cob, and then I form it into bricks. Set it over here in this area, and then put it on the wall, just like that, nice and easy. Turn you around so you ain't looking at my ugly mug. I really wish this was a little bit bigger and a lot more stable. I just turned that sumbitch into a bridge, but that ain't happening. We do have bridges to build, but the bridge building comes later. Over here we have our stone quarry going on. We still got more stone to pull out of this, but I'm gonna have to cut this log out before I can pry that stone there up, because that log is laying on top of the back piece of the stone. So I'll cut that out, probably use it on the shelter, pry that stone up, and maybe have to break it down like we did that one. Good times, guys, good times. Up here, wood processing area and storage for the weeds that we've been cutting down with the machete. And right here, you can see the kind of fibers that I've been putting into my cob mix. Real fibrous type material. You can make cordage out of this, but I'm using it to build a stone wall with. So that goes inside the clay, sand and stone mix, and it gives it tensile strength. It keeps it from cracking apart so much. And I mean, this shit will take a tug. Look at that. That's why we need it. These fibers are gold out here. I mean, once they get dry like this, semi-dry like this, you can probably cut your finger on that before it'll break on you. It makes great cordage if you know how to braid. So, and we got a whole metal over there. That whole stretch of green right there is that same fibrous material that we put in. So, yeah, that's what we're going to be using to finish off our stone walls, and that's what we're going to be using to put our roof on. So, with that, guys, I'm going to be wrapping it up. Yeah, still got to film the closing episode of next Friday's episode of Huntsman. Alright, the closing scene there. So I'm going to get that filmed, and then my answer is going to be getting out of the woods. I've been out here all day long since just after daybreak. Fishing, tracking deer, coming down here doing some bushcraft, the old huntsman hat trick. 3 outdoor activities all in one day. Thank y'all for coming with me. I appreciate it. Stay tuned, guys. We got a lot more coming at you. A lot more coming at you in next Friday's episode of Huntsman. We got a whole new series about to start up on the channel. I actually start editing and producing those videos this next week. There's also going to be a new Instagram account coming out that's based around the channel, but it's going to give you a lot more of the story behind the channel on the new Instagram account. So you're going to get a lot of background story and what inspired me to be out here and what's driving me to stay out here and all that other fun stuff. So new Instagram account coming up that's going to have a lot more personal shit on it. That'll be coming out probably within the next month. The new series coming up will bring back Hannah Barron and Allie from Alabama. All of the girls that you saw on the Huntsman's collaboration, they're all coming back to the channel and all new videos. And we've been working to do this whole new project that's more in tune with YouTube guidelines, new YouTube guidelines, and all this other shit. And it actually is kind of like their biographies. So you get all of their details, name, age, what state they live in, what they're most known for in the outdoors community, whether it's catfish noodling like Hannah Barron, or coyote hunting, or deer hunting, or going on big game hunts. We got a few of those gals up there, whether they're a rifle hunter or a bow hunter. We're going to have all of that shit coming up in this new series. So all of the girls and more that you saw in the Huntress collaboration are coming back to the Huntsman channel in a new biography series. So we're going to take and put together a whole shit ton of content that'll give you the biographies and some of the stories behind some of the top outdoors women and men in the business. And we're going to get some bushcrafters in there too. I'm actually going to be reaching out to a few people here and there, seeing if they want to do like a 10 question type deal. You answer 10 questions and help me put your biography together. And I'll direct anybody to your channel or what website, whatever page you want them to go to. They get your biography, sort of your personal story of why you're in the wilderness, why you're in the outdoors, and what you do in the outdoors, whether it's hunting, fishing, bushcrafting, camping, hiking, whatever it is you do. We'll focus in on that topic and how you approach it, in your area. I mean, it's kind of limitless. So yeah, I'll be reaching out to subscribers too. So if any of you would like to have be part of the biography series, the outdoor biography series, it'll probably be coming out within the next month or so. If you'd like to join in on that, either shoot me an email or leave a comment down in the description of the video or something like that. Get in touch with me somehow, and we'll see what we can do about getting you guys in the biography series if you're so inclined. Maybe get some new subscribers to your channel, new traffic to your website, whatever it is you want. It's a free service. Anyway, guys, thank y'all for coming with me. I'm gonna wrap this up. Gotta go. Things to do yet. So take it easy and stay safe out there. I'll see you guys next trip.